Greetings Mavericks and new viewers. Tonight, direct and live, from the Maverick News Network, World Studios. This is Maverick News with Rick Walker.
Hello everyone, welcome back. I'm Rick Walker and this is the Maverick News Channel. Great to have everybody here. Thanks for stopping by. We have Calgary Stampede. Gonna go out there in a little while. We have Trump trashing Kamala Harris and Biden in a video where I'm not sure if he realized the video was being recorded at the time, but it's going viral. And Vladimir Putin says he likes it when Trump talks about ending the Ukraine conflict. We'll show you what's going on there. Turkey is at a summit with a bunch of countries that the West isn't terribly fond of, which is raising questions about their loyalty or, the nature of their alliance with NATO countries. Hezbollah launching a whole bunch of rockets against Israel. We're going to find out what's going on with that election in Britain. And, what else can I tell you? We've got, Fisker, bankruptcy problems, and that you've got the electric car company, and a driverless car pulled over by police. We'll show you what happened with that. Plus, it's July 4th. July 4th celebrations going on across America. And I have a couple of fireworks type videos to share with you tonight. We'll get some fireworks action going on here at the end of the broadcast. So we've got all that and more coming up right here on the Maverick News Channel. Do not go away. I will be right back.
You know, someone very profoundly once said many years ago that if fascism ever comes to America, it'll come in the name of liberalism.
Well, I think it's time we ask ourselves if we still know the freedoms that were intended for us by the Founding Fathers. If we lose freedom here, there's no place to escape to. This is the last stand on Earth.
The entire world is watching.
Every dictator, every crazy dictator in the world is watching.
The world is watching. On TV, the entire world is watching. On social media.
But the entire world is watching, and yes, they are seeing what we have apparently bravely been willing to say that others are thinking.
Stand for freedom. Literally stand for freedom. Let's get this done. The entire world is watching.
We're at war with the most dangerous enemy that has ever faced mankind in his long climb from the swamp to the stars.
Maverick News. Maverick News. Maverick News.
Let me have more control of my own destiny.
The world is watching. Greetings brave Mavericks. Our quest for truth continues. We go beyond fake news. Together we expose propaganda. Together we pull others out of rabbit holes. We are maverick thinkers. We are all unique individuals, defenders of individual rights and freedoms, credible, trusted, grounded in reality. Maverick News. Maverick News. Defending free speech. Free speech. Donate at freedomreporters.com. Do it now. Tomorrow may be too late. Maverick News. The world is watching.
Okay, let's start with the Biden stuff because it's actually really important. Strangely and darkly entertaining, cringeworthy. Makes me very uncomfortable even talking about it, sort of, because he's so vulnerable. A lot of, like, a growing number of Democrats calling for him to step aside tonight. And it's pretty clear why. He just keeps making gaffe after gaffe after gaffe. And so even though he sent out a fundraising email vowing to remain in the race and asking for people to continue to donate to his campaign, he just continues to step in it. He just can't seem to get it together. He even here's a story about him about his Betty Bye time. All right, it's this guy's in trouble, serious trouble. Biden tells Democratic governors he needs more sleep and plans to stop scheduling events after 8 p.m. Yeah. He had that meeting with the governors yesterday. And then he told them he needs more sleep. He's going to stop scheduling events after 8 p.m. so he can get his nappy time. 81 years old. And that is making big time headlines still today. And then, while he finds himself in recovery mode after that disastrous debate with Trump, he just goes and steps in it again. He was on a radio station talk show being interviewed in Philadelphia, and he just completely screwed up again. In fact, he admitted in a public statement, he said, I screwed up when he talked about going to the doctor after the debate. And then today he just messed up again. He said that he's proud to be the first black woman to serve with a black president in this radio interview. It's insane. He can't string two sentences together. Here, I have the clip. It's just absolutely ridiculous. Here he is.
By the way, I'm proud to be, as I said, the first vice president, first black woman to serve with a black president. I'm proud of the first black woman in the Supreme Court. There's just so much that we can do because together there's nothing. Look, this is the United States of America. By the way, I'm proud to be.
Hang on, I'm going to run it again. Here we go.
I said, the first vice president.
Listen to this.
By the way, I'm proud to be, as I said, the first vice president, first black woman to serve with a black president. I'm proud of the first black woman in the Supreme Court. There's just so much that we can do because together there's nothing. Look, this is the United States of America. But
even it's so disjointed that you sort of realize that he screws up, but it doesn't even really blend together. You can't even really tell what he's saying. Is he saying he's a woman, a black woman, serving as, I don't know. It just doesn't make sense. His mind obviously gets jumbled. It's just a darn shame and a mess. And I hear people saying that they view this as a form of elder abuse at this point because he is just not capable of doing the job. And people are saying, just, step aside, Joe, step aside. Including Trump, who is predicting, he says, seems to have some inside information, that Biden is going to step down and will be replaced by Kamala Harris. And I have his clip queued up here, and then he talked. It's pretty wild to listen to him say this stuff. I don't know if he realized there was video rolling. I have it. I would think he had to know or notice that someone was there with a phone camera, but language warning. Not that we haven't had language on the show before, but Trump uses the F word here. Not very presidential, but he's not really, I don't know. This is one of those, I don't know if it's an official presidential act or not, but he trashes Harris and Biden in this. Listen to this today.
What did I do with the debate the other night?
Oh, amazing.
Kick that old broken down pile of crap.
Yeah.
It's a bad guy. He just quit, He's quitting the race.
Is that right?
Yep, I got him out of the race. And that means we have Kamala. I think she's going to be better. She's so bad. She's so pathetic.
It's so amazing.
It's just so fucking bad. So
I just can't imagine.
But can you imagine that guy dealing with Putin and the president of China, who's a fierce person? He's a fierce man, a very tough guy. And they see him, they can't. But they just announced he's probably quitting.
Good.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
Just keep knocking him out, right?
It didn't take much for him to knock him out. He didn't have to do anything. Not a darn thing. In fact, if you go back and check what I said, going back all the way to his, to the not this debate that they just had, but the last election when he was debating Biden. Remember when he antagonized Biden so much he finally said, shut up, man. I said all he had to do for that debate was just let Biden talk. But he came out very aggressively. And that was actually, I think, an error on Trump's part, because he came off as looking kind of like a bully, and it didn't really work. So he could have actually put Biden away in that debate, I think, but he kept interrupting him. So when Biden got flustered, of course, it wasn't blamed on his dementia at the time, which was present even then. It was blamed on Trump. And then everyone said, we have to have muted mics when the other person isn't speaking this time. And that was fine, because all he had to do was just sit back and let Biden bury himself. And that's exactly what happened. So then, what are we seeing? We're seeing Vladimir Putin come out and say that he actually likes what Trump says about possibly providing a solution, an end to the war in Ukraine. This is Putin today speaking about this. He says he takes Donald Trump's plan to end the war with Ukraine very seriously, and he says Russia supports that. Here, I'll show you. Here he is, Vladimir Putin.
Well, the fact that Mr. Trump, as a presidential candidate, says that he's ready and wants to stop the war in Ukraine, we take that very seriously. Well, I haven't seen his ideas on how exactly he's going to do that, and that is the key question. But I have no doubt that he says that sincerely, and we support that. Well, the fact that Mr. Trump, as a
So things are changing, and Vladimir Putin can see that. I would say that based on that clip, he's expecting Trump will be back in the White House, and that's the guy that he is focused on right now, probably the guy that he is going to have to deal with on the U.S. side. And who else is Trump going to have to deal with? He's going to have to deal with Xi Jinping, Kim Jong-un. He's going to have to deal with Iran. He's going to have to deal with Turkey. And Turkey is kind of a wild card right now, it seems. Here they are at, here's this kind of described as the mini NATO summit. It involves these countries aligned with Russia, the SCO summit, and Turkey was there. And it's raising some questions about, where does Turkey stand? Who are they? Who is Turkey aligned with? Here, I'll show you. And what are they doing here with, but they've been kind of playing both sides for quite a while. So here we go. What's Erdogan doing there? Making friends, shaking hands, networking. As we enter a new multipolar geopolitical reality. As we enter a new era where the US dollar is under assault by BRICS nations, who are coming up with their own alternative economic system to rival what the West has to offer. So here's Iran's acting president, Mohammed Makber, attending the Shanghai Cooperation Organization Summit. This was all happening in Astana, Kazakhstan. I'll show you this. Here we go. This is the big photo op. That's the way it works at these things, being to events like this. This is the photo op, where they allow the media to come in just briefly. I'll tell you how it works. They allow the photog to come in. Only for a brief moment, usually during the opening. And they often will not let the media stay. But they are there long enough to get a little bit of what they call B-reel video. Sometimes they let in multiple cameras at a time. Sometimes they allow in only one or two, and that becomes what they call a pool feed for the media, where that material is shared among media outlets so that everyone has access to the same stuff. Because when you're at these big international events, there are obviously serious security concerns. So they only let certain people in to the room. And sometimes they have so many journalists and videographers there that they can't fit everyone in. So they, as I say, will set up what they call like a pool feed or a pool photog who will go in and get footage, which is then duplicated and shared among all the journalists in attendance. All right, so all of that going on. Let's take a little break. I'm going to come back on the other side, and we will continue with today's top news stories. Stay with me.
Maverick News. The world is watching.
The New World Order. Government overreach. The Great Reset. Mainstream media lies. Now more than ever, independent voices are needed. Donate now, at freedomreporters.com. That's freedomreporters.com. Maverick News. The antivirus program. For your mind.
Hezbollah launched a barrage of rockets at Israel after Israel killed a senior commander, Hezbollah commander. It's one of the largest rocket attacks in recent months. That, according to a statement directly from Hezbollah, the Israelis killed Mohammed Naima Nasser, one of its senior field commanders. It happened in the southern Lebanese city of Tyre. So this just escalates things more. We're heading toward full-blown conflict between Hezbollah and Israel. The conflict there expanding. And then there was this on the University of Toronto campus. Now, I don't really know Harrison Faulkner, but here he is posting online. This was actually from yesterday as the encampment, pro-Palestinian encampment at the University of Toronto was cleared out. I guess this is another case of a journalist being assaulted. I haven't watched the whole clip. We're going to see it for the first time together here if you haven't seen it already. I haven't, but I'm curious enough to run it right now. Let's see what happens. Harrison Faulkner of True North.
They won't speak to us. They will... Hi there, man. How are you? What brings you out to the protest today?
I'm here to support Palestine.
And how do you think the protest has been successful?
Very successful. If there wasn't no protest, we would not have been here.
Have the university divested itself?
The university what?
Have the university given in to any of your demands? No, I'm just asking questions. Just want to know.
Don't touch.
Oh yeah, I'm just wondering how people think the protest has gone so far. If they think it's been successful. Don't touch it. Don't touch it. Don't touch it. You go around. You go around. Sorry. You go around. Let him enough. Well, I'm just a reporter, so I'm here to ask people how they think things have been going.
Canada's occupied with the same people that are occupied.
You put the shortest guy on the camera down. You could have like an extension or something, or like a bigger person.
Scientists are occupied
Anything. I don't know. Oh, easy.
It's gonna rain in a minute.
It's okay. Relax. No need to be stressed. No need to be stressed.
Don't touch me.
No need to be stressed.
Hey,
no need to be stressed. It's okay.
Hey, let him.
Guys are safe. You guys are good. Don't worry. Don't worry.
Move your attacking me with the fucking gear. Record. Turn it on. I'm recording.
Sam, let's go. Pick up. Let's go.
You know, it's interesting about that. I swear, like that black umbrella, it's just like the ones that Antifa uses when they get involved in all their shenanigans. It looks it's the same kind of umbrella. Isn't that strange? Well, yes, pro-Palestine protest Antifa. It's got no connection. Couldn't be. Nah. No. just coincidence. I've seen a lot of them. It's no connection. Nah. No. Here's wildfires in northern Israel. Yeah. Because of all the rockets launched into Israel by Hezbollah. Still burning. This has been an ongoing problem. As I reported just a moment ago, over 200 rockets launched by Hezbollah into Israel. Excuse me. What a mess. There was a Canadian from Montreal. Went to Dublin on vacation. He's dead. Assaulted. Beaten. His name, Nino Domagian. He is now making, his death is now making headlines around the world as the incident highlights safety issues in Dublin. It's because it was the focus of conversation today among Irish politicians during their question period. We're going to bring this up here. Let you listen to just a little bit of this question period over in Ireland as they address the death of this Montrealer. It's not rolling. Come on. Hate it when it does that. It's frozen. Hang on. I will recue. Thank you, Internet. Here it is. Let's give it a shot.
Saturday week on the 23rd of June, Canadian tourist Nino Domagian was attacked on O'Connell Street in the early hours of the morning. He was viciously beaten, sustained serious injuries and was taken to the Mater Hospital. He died there yesterday with his parents and his sister at his bedside. I want to express my deepest sympathies to Mr. Domagian's parents, his family and his friends. Nino came to Dublin to experience all the greatness of our capital city. That he didn't get to go home is heartbreaking. The vicious attack that led to Mr. Domagian's death again highlights the hard reality that our city centre is not safe. And I say this as a very proud Dubliner, as a Dubliner who believes that this is the greatest city in the world, with the best people and the best communities. But the truth is that Dublin's city centre is scourged with antisocial behaviour, open drug dealing, drug consumption and by gangs who create a daily atmosphere of fear and intimidation. And this remains the case 7 months after a complete collapse of law and order during the Dublin riots. Government sticking its head in the sand and declaring Dublin city centre safe doesn't change that reality, Taoiseach. Talk to anybody who works here, runs a business or lives in the inner city and they will tell you the truth. They don't feel safe. The communities of the inner city are sick and tired of the antisocial behaviour, the sense of threat and dread, fed up with the lack of support and services, angry that the Garda resources are stretched beyond imagination. In the aftermath of the Dublin riots, government made big promises, but the truth is that you continue to fail the people of this city. All of us who live and work here, who walk these streets, who grow up in Dublin, who come to visit and who love this city deserve better. Larian an tunsi tragodach Nino Dolmagian Nakwil Lor Cahar Balyoho Clea Sawalcha. Ní mór ag an rialtas dúiseacht agus fearréití a thuirt chun cinn.
So, you know, these are larger issues. In fact, we don't even really have all the details on that Montrealer's death. More details will emerge, I'm sure, in the days ahead, and I'm curious to know what the real circumstances were surrounding that. Politics, social engineering, immigration, all these things, huge issues across Western countries, and especially tonight in Britain, whereas voting stations are closing in the UK tonight. Exit polls indicate a decisive victory is in the cards for Britain's centre-left Labour Party. Keir Starmer, party leader, will be Prime Minister, replacing Rishi Sunak, according to exit polls. It looks like we're looking at a huge win for Labour. If the current information on, if these exit polls are accurate, it looks like Labour will take 410 seats in Parliament, leaving only 131 for the Conservatives. That is a landslide. Starmer is set to face a 24-hour whirlwind celebration, and he will be officially appointed to the position by King Charles, and will then get to move into the official residence at 10 Downing Street, because Rishi Sunak, is going to have to get the heck out of there, and right quick. Immigration, crime, all those issues I just mentioned, the economy, the driving force behind this labor wave across the British political scene tonight. So if we get official results or any kind of serious update through the evening, I will keep you updated. Now, what else did I want to talk about here tonight? We've got, this is a kind of a strange story. A missing child from Michigan had been missing. So this young guy's name is Troy Coleman, 17 years old, suffers from schizophrenia. He's been missing for months. It was presumed he was dead. And then this live streamer was online, and this young guy just shows up in this video. I guess after the fact, his brother, Coleman's brother, saw the video and then contacted the streamers, known as Lacey and Clicks, to tell them that this guy in the video was his brother, and he'd been missing for 3 months. He contacted them and said in this in this email, he said, "Hello, my name is Trent Coleman, and my missing little brother from Michigan was on Clicks and Lacey's stream in Miami. He was wearing green shorts, and they were making fun of him. He is not on drugs. He is schizophrenic, and he is 17 years old. And if someone can contact me about this, I would be so thankful. He has been missing for 3 months, and his case was put on homicide in Michigan." So I'm going to put this video up here now so that we can get this out there, and maybe someone will see it, and maybe in some way it will help. It's amazing, the The power of media and social media is immense, and it can do a lot of good. And tonight, if anyone knows where this guy is, you should contact authorities, I guess, and let them know. Troy Arthur Coleman is the guy who's missing, and here he is in the video.
Hey, are you sparring, bro? Are you sparring? Yo, you good, bro? So what?
There he is right there.
Nah, you good?
Oh, nah, you off the Zaw, huh? You off the Zaw.
Who is this?
Yo, wrong dap book, bro.
That's wrong.
Wrong handed dap book.
You got a bar spot?
What?
Hey, he's clean. Yo, it's good.
Let's go, bro.
Yes, we're ready to order.
Okay.
Let's go, bro.
Who is this man?
This is
He's a snake, bro.
Oh.
He's getting the bad angles.
He getting the bad angles?
Yo, got his drill.
Can I do this one?
What do you say?
What?
Bro, are you good?
I'm a Spartan.
No, you are not, dude.
Show us the email. Hit an email.
Hit an email. Dive
Alright.
And for you?
Can I have a cheeseburger?
Cheeseburger?
With just cheese?
Without cheese?
With just cheese.
It's American cheese.
Yeah, good.
Fine?
Yeah, thank you.
Cheeseburger with just cheese, that would be a grilled cheese.
Yo, thanks. Hey, what's your
Burger,
favorite
just
skin? It's
cheese.
gotta be like the disco, right?
Yeah. The disco. Hit the disco.
Hit the disco.
How would you like your burger?
Medium rare?
Medium rare.
Thank you.
And for you?
I'm good.
There he is. So if you've seen that guy, if you know where he is, contact the authorities. Any police service will help you. We're called Crime Stoppers. What is that? 877-TIPS. 1-877-TIPS. At least in Canada, that's what it is. Later on in the show, we're going to show you some fireworks. But this brings back a memory for a lot of people back in 2012 in San Diego. Huge crowd gathered for what is called the Big Bay Boom on July 4th. They thought this was supposed to be a 17-minute fireworks show, but that's not what happened. Instead, all the fireworks exploded at one time. It lasted only seconds. And what a kaboom it was. Let me show you. We'll show you probably the biggest, most spectacular single fireworks burst in history. Except, I know that there have been some fireworks factories that have gone up in flames. Those were pretty spectacular. But this was, there was a computer glitch, I guess. A computer being used to trigger the fireworks. Was supposed to be, in proper order. But no, there was a glitch and it just went kerplowy. Here's what it looked like back in 2012. Oh man,
this is insane.
This is the best fireworks show ever.
I would watch it again. Oh my gosh. Wow.
This is insane.
This is the best fireworks show ever.
I agree. That's the best fireworks show ever. I think so. That was wicked. Holy cow. Oh, see, video is absolutely a blessing, isn't it? And this year, I guess there's been this ongoing battle between drones, synchronized drone displays with lights versus conventional kerplowy fireworks. Some people, want to use the drones because they have concerns about wildfires and air pollution. But it looks like this July 4th, the vast majority of fireworks displays across America are fireworks displays with conventional fireworks. Those synchronized drone displays are not as popular as they once were. The technology is pretty cool. It is really, really cool to watch them, but still, it's just the old-fashioned explosive fireworks that people prefer. I guess that's what they're asking for. That's what they're getting on this July 4th. And we have this as well on this July 4th for our chemtrail friends. All right, there's the chemtrails. Yeah, this is for you guys. All for you. Hang on a second here. Here we go. Red, white, and blue. Well, there's your proof. They just shut them off. Nee. All right, let's take another break. I'm going to come back on the other side. We've got more news coming up right after this.
The information war is raging. Truth without integrity is worth nothing. Maverick News. Because those who have power and those who seek it must be held accountable.
The world is watching.
Join our family of truth seekers. Donate today and add your voice to the chorus of Maverick Knights. Donate at maverickdonations.com. Truth. Integrity. It's the Maverick way. Maverick News. The world is watching.
I'm back. And you know what I need to do? I need to talk about Fisker. Fisker. They are looking for a judge's approval to sell their Ocean EVs, get this, at just $14,000. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Fisker, you can get yourself a Fisker Ocean EV, originally priced at $70,000, now available for the bargain basement price of $14,000. Fisker is going through Chapter 11 bankruptcy proceedings, this electric car company. And they need the judge's approval to sell more than 3,000 of these Ocean electric SUVs, which remain in the company inventory for about $14,000 per car, to a vehicle leasing company. So if approved, Fisker will be able to offload the 3,321 electric vehicles to New York-based American Lease. It'll come to a total purchase price of $46.25 million, according to this court filing. Fisker filed for bankruptcy protection last month. They keep suggesting that maybe they'll find some way to rescue the company and restructure, but it isn't really clear where the company will end up. Some variants of its Ocean SUV were priced, as I say, around $70,000 originally, and as the company has fallen into bankruptcy, they've had to cut the prices, and of course the inventory has to be liquidated in some way to meet debt obligations. So we'll see how it goes, but I don't know if I would recommend buying one, even at $14,000, because if Fisker doesn't come out of bankruptcy protection as a viable company, where are you going to get it serviced and where are you going to get parts? It isn't clear, I would say, at this point. And it's not like taking a conventional car to the neighborhood mechanic is going to solve your problem if you have a major mechanical issue. So I'd be very cautious about buying one of those things when they come off lease from that leasing, that auto leasing company, because once it's in your hands, especially if it was previously owned, you might have yourself a great big giant paperweight instead of a rolling functional electric vehicle. Broken, no parts available, no service. What you gonna do? Just saying. Here's an really kind of a creepy, weird story that highlights the problems with autonomous driven cars that drive themselves. This actually happened last month in Phoenix, Arizona, but the video of it has just been released now by Phoenix, Arizona police. So there's this car. It's driving down the road the wrong way. And so this police officer sees it and puts on his lights, pulls the vehicle over, finally gets this vehicle to pull over, walks up, and there's no driver in the car. And then he proceeds to have a conversation with the car. Are we living in the future? It appears so. This really happened. And I've got the video here for you. Hang on a second here. This is crazy, man. Look what happens. Okay. Who would have thought, like, growing up when I grew up, and I'm old, keep saying that, but it's true. I mean, Star Trek communicator, now we have cell phones. We had, on Star Trek, you had the computer that you would have a conversation with it. Obviously, some form of artificial intelligence. And now we actually do have talking cars that you can have conversations with. But this is not entirely just the car. It's connected to a call center, but it's automated, the system. Here it is.
Yeah, it stopped. It's a 92 Adam Sam, or a 92 Adam 2 Sam Paul, and there's no driver. Hi!
Connected to rider support. This call may be recorded for quality assurance.
Yeah, this is Officer Hines, Phoenix PD. So, your car here drove into oncoming lanes of traffic.
Okay, I will go ahead and take a look at that right now.
Yeah, you better.
Yeah, there's like a little bit of a construction area, and it went into opposing lanes of traffic, which is real bad.
Really bad.
So far?
Yeah. I couldn't help but come over just out of morbid curiosity.
Yeah.
I thought maybe there's a passenger or something.
No, like, you know the construction here?
Yeah.
It was eastbound in the westbound lanes.
Oh!
Which is real bad.
Yeah.
Bad car,
And then
bad,
so I
bad
light
car.
it up, and then it takes off through the intersection. I do the same thing. What are you supposed to do?
I appreciate your time. I'm just pulling up all the information.
Okay, yeah, I don't know if you're able to kind of like review the video or something.
Yes.
Okay, great.
Yeah, better review the video, better make some changes, or that car is going to kill somebody. It's possessed. It's like Christine. Oh, man. The evil Waymo car. I'll be right back.
The sharing of biased and
false news has become all too common on social media.
More alarmingly, some media simply aren't true without checking facts first.
Unfortunately, some members of the media use their platforms to push their own personal bias and agenda to control exactly what people think, and this is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
In an ocean of lies a century deep, the truth awaits. Choose not the red pill. Choose not the blue pill. For both are an illusion. Discover the power of M. The power of individuality. We are Mavericks. We are the way to the light. Fear not the storm. Join our quest for truth. Truth will set you free. Maverick News. The world is watching.
Okay, so we had this discussion over the last couple of days about this court ruling giving Trump and actually all presidents some level of immunity for official acts. How that's being interpreted, well, it depends on who you talk to, right? Well, some people concerned automatically that this might even give a president the ability to have a political opponent assassinated, or any kind of political opponent assassinated, just people he doesn't like, with immunity. No problem. Just have anybody you want killed. That's that's the way some people are interpreting the ruling, the court ruling. So it's got some people so worried they're literally going off the deep end. This is who is this? It's this actress. Her name is, it escapes me at the moment, Leah Delaria. She is from Orange is the New Black. And she's like pretty unhinged. She's unhinged here. I don't know if you guys have seen this, but I wanted to run this last night and I didn't get a chance to do that. And so she's calling on Joe Biden to take out Trump before Trump takes out her, I guess, or Biden or anybody else. She's not happy. She's very, very unhappy. She's a very angry person, as you will see. And I would say she needs a little bit, she could use a little counseling, just a little bit.
Done. I'm done.
Uh-huh.
I'm fucking seriously done.
I don't think so. It sounds like you're just getting started.
The Supreme Court has pissed me off so much right now.
Yeah.
Like, so much.
How much? How much has it pissed you off?
Joe, you're a reasonable man.
I don't know if
you don't want to do this, but here's the reality. This is a fucking war. This is a war now, and we are fighting for our fucking country. And these assholes are going to take it away. They're going to take it away. Fuck you, Clarence Uncle Thomas. Fuck you. Joe, you now have the right to take that bitch Trump out. Take him out, Joe. If he was Hitler and this was 1940, you'd take him out. Well, he is Hitler, and this is 1940. Take him the fuck out. Blow him up. Blow him up, or they'll blow us up. Facts.
I'm sure she just means like politically. Right? She wouldn't mean it like literally, would she? No. Come on. No. I hope not. Here's a picture of Leah Delaria that may be a little more recognizable for people. Nice hair. Oh. Mass mental illness. What can I say? She scares me. I assume it's a she. I don't know what pronouns this person uses. Whatever. Oh my God. 2024. Can I please go back to the 1980s? The era of Reagan. When people were proud of their country. Well, at least there's still the tradition of the Calgary Stampede. It's time to call our guy out in the west, out west. Let's call John. He's going to tell us about the Calgary Stampede. You know, they had that water main break. That huge water main break shut down 40% of the water supply to the city of Calgary. But they're bringing it all back online just in time for the Calgary Stampede. The biggest tourist event of the year, every year. One of the biggest tourist events in all of Canada. Let's call the man and get the scoop.
Good evening, Sir Rick. How are you?
Well, I am just fine. How are you, Sir John?
Wonderbar. Welcome to the Maverick News family worldwide around the world. Our United States of America friends, European and Canada as well, Rick. How's it going?
Great. Happy birthday, America. God bless America.
Rick, and it's also not just God bless America, it's also in God we trust. You got to throw that in there. It's on the dollar bill, right?
Yes,
in God we trust as well.
It is, and it still works, at least for today, the dollar bill. Hopefully it works tomorrow,
at the moment, but Rick, I have gold coins and silver coins, so it's all good.
And I have video queued up here from the Calgary Stampede of the Premier of Alberta, Danielle Smith, participating in the first flapjack toss of the Calgary Stampede today. I'm going to roll this, and then I'll come back to you here in about 30 seconds. 30 seconds to talk about what this event means. There she is, flipping the flapjacks. Hey. All right, so it's a successful flapjack flip, multiple flapjack flippers. And John, are you any good at flipping flapjacks?
Absolutely. I'm from the farm. I'm an Alberta boy. I'm born and raised in Calgary and in Rimbey at the moment. Yeah, in the oil well. Yeah, absolutely.
It's an art.
Flapjacks in your as a baby, Rick, if you're in Alberta.
Well, you know, I've been eating more flapjacks in the last year, and I've gotten better at it. I can't say I'm real good. Sometimes when I'm trying to flip my flapjack, they fold over. I don't get them over just right, and they kind of end up half on the pan, half on the stove. I get pancake mix like from the half-cooked flapjack,
Rich,
and it's
you're flipping them too early. You got to let them bubble up.
Yeah.
And the best pancake mix I've ever got is that not to put a plug in for Costco, but it's a German-made mix. It's a flapjack buttermilk, but I always add milk, not water.
Yeah.
But you're flipping them too quick, Rick. You got to let them bubble up and then give them the one toss.
the one toss. That sounds like there's a little trick on the wrist or something.
They got to bubble up, and you got the bacon bubbling, and the cowboy coffee going. It's all good. Let them bubble up, and then give them one flip. One flip.
Okay. Well, you know what? The trick that I've learned in the past year, it's only taken me like nearly 6 decades to figure this out, is I pick up the pan, right, and I tilt it just give it a little bit of a tilt. And then I get the spatula under there, and then I grab that flapjack and I flip it over and catch it on the half tilted pan and then lay it flat.
No, Rick, it's got to be a cast iron pan, a little bit of butter, oil, got to get it really piping hot, put your mix in there, let it bubble up, and you don't flip, you flip it around a little bit, and then you got to give it, when it bubbles up, and then give it one flip.
One, yeah,
with
okay.
the bacon, the eggs, the mashed potatoes, the gravy, and the cowboy coffee. Alberta cowboy coffee going there, Rick.
Here's a picture from downtown Calgary today showing the crowd. How important is this? Oh, there's a guy in a very colorful cowboy shirt.
Whether he went to the rigs of jail,
There's live entertainment on the street. More flapjack flipping. I don't know who those guys are. I'm not from Calgary, so I don't recognize them. But how important is this event, John?
Oh, how important. Oh, my God. Maverick News family around the world, worldwide in Europe. This is the Calgary International Stampede and Parade. It's the largest outdoor rodeo in the world, 100-some years running, $1 million in prize money. Everybody from around the world is welcome. It's a 10-day party. Incredible. Horses, cows, cowboys, buck riding, the night show, fireworks. It's incredible. I mean, Rick, put it on your bucket list. Rick, I got to ask you a question, Rick. Have you never been to the Calgary Stampede?
No, I have never been to the Calgary Stampede. I've seen the bull riders and stuff on television and that kind of thing. But is it true that it attracts like 1.2 million visitors and injects like $540 million or thereabouts into the local economy?
Oh, typically. No, it's not. It's typically, 1.1, 1.2 million, depending on the weather. We've had a cool summer here, but yeah, 1.2, 1.3 million visitors, and it generates $1 billion in revenue for the province of Alberta. We got to talk about Banff, Alberta, Lake Louise, Radium, Jasper, Hot Springs, Columbia Icefields. It's incredible. I can't believe you've never been.
I've never been. I've got some stats here. 3,500 full-time equivalent jobs created. It generates about $100 million in direct spending over the 10 days.
That's $1 billion, Rick.
No, I got it right here, 100 million. Okay. That's direct spending. Now there would be spin-off economic benefits from that, linkages, right? So if you amplify that and you have the dollar velocity added to that economic equation, I don't know exactly where it would end up in terms of total economic impact, but that's the direct amount of spending from the stats that I was able to dig up today.
Well, Rick, they're not adding in the chicken wings and the booze and the whiskey and the pints of beer from the Oilers game, because they all came down to the Calgary Stampede now. Because we're right off the head, we're right off the hangover of the Oilers,
Yeah.
So, I can't believe, Rick, and the
I'm sorry, I guess
family around the world, you got my personal invitation, Rick, to come to the Calgary Stampede, and I will be your personal guide.
Okay, well, they have over 700 events, including concerts, shows, amusement rides. It provides a wide range of entertainment options. Not that they're paying us at all here to advertise for them, but it's a giant community event.
Rick, Nickelback, Jonas Brothers, I sent you the stats.
Yeah.
There's a whole bunch of major bands coming in this year. major Nickelback, Jonas Brothers. I don't have my phone in front of me, but I sent it to you. Yeah, major. Just go on the CalgaryStampede.ca website. Major events of music events.
Do you like
coming in.
Do you like Nickelback?
Rick, I love everybody. I love polka music.
You know, they because I like Nickelback too, but they got, what was that? What's the whole thing with there was that show and somebody made some negative comment about Nickelback, and it's never been the same afterward. Now Nickelback is one of those bands that people love to hate. You know what I'm talking about?
Rick, kind of like you, they love to hate you.
Yes,
like
they do.
Rimby John, they love to hate us, Rick. That's a good thing, though. That's a good position to be. Love to hate. That's good.
Yeah, well, I like Nickelback. I like the way that they sound. Here it is here. Why does everyone hate Nickelback? And I'll bring this up. I don't hate them. Not everyone. Everyone but us, John, hates Nickelback.
No.
So here it is. Here's an article from this is Medium magazine, I guess. So it says, at this point, you're saying you like Nickelback is no better than Hitler, saying Hitler wasn't that bad in terms of getting a negative reaction out of people. It's not even that people react poorly to Nickelback. It's that it's widely believed that liking Nickelback invalidates someone's taste in music and is often seen as a blemish on one's personality. Another level of absurdity on the topic is that Nickelback was a hugely successful band in the 2000s, selling over 50 million albums with singles charting regularly until 2014 and having been nominated for 6 Grammys. Blah, 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 blah. But what was the story about? Are you familiar with the story that led to this, loving to hate Nickelback thing?
Not really, but there's a lot of people, Rick, they love to hate you and they love to hate me as well, with no basis.
Yeah, it was because somebody said something on a show. Maybe somebody in the chat might be commenting on this. Does anybody out there remember what it was that led to that? Anybody remember? I'm just trying to find what it was that triggered all of this negativity toward the band, which is really unfortunate and not called for.
Brian Howell from Kingston would know. Our friend there, he's a musician friend, rocker. Brian Howell would know, but in the chat. Yeah, Mr. Howell would know from Kingston. Yeah, but I don't. I'm not a real rock guy.
Yeah,
I'm I'm a polka guy. Salsa.
It was on a television talk show, and somebody just made an offhand comment about Nickelback insulting them, and it just stuck after that. What is it here? It wasn't until but it wasn't just metalheads, it says here, that were primed to hate Nickelback, because so was the general public. From the years 2002 to 2004, Comedy Central aired a promo for their show, Tough Crowd with Colin Quinn, that included the punchline, "No one talks about the studies that show that bad music makes people violent, but listening to Nickelback makes me want to kill Nickelback." And this was before Netflix or even taping shows to watch later, so people were being repeatedly told that Nickelback is awful for 3 years, which burrowed its way into people's subconscious. So there you go. It came from that promo where that guy made that offhand comment, listening to Nickelback makes me want to kill Nickelback. And so then people got it into their heads that Nickelback was like a negative thing. And
geez, Rick, I'm sorry. It sounds like a Hunter Biden Sleepy Joe comment. That's not good.
Well, anyway. Well, John, thank you for giving us your insight into the Calgary Stampede.
Rick, do I have a final thought? Quick.
If
everybody, the Maverick News family around the world, from Canada, our friends and family in the United States of America, around the world in Europe, welcome to Alberta, Canada. We have the 3rd largest oil reserves in the world. We have the #1 rodeo in the world, and we welcome everybody from around the world to the Calgary International Stampede and Parade. And Rick, it's a lot of fun. It's a fun time. We barbecue. We have flapjacks. We love everybody. We have the most international hospitality in the world. And Rick, Alberta does Canada proud. internationally. Our hospitality, you know, Rick, it's just, Rick, it's Rolls Royce in Alberta.
Well,
everybody's welcome. It's wonderful.
Well, John, I will try to be a better Canadian and get out to the Calgary Stampede at some point. I'll put it on my bucket list.
Ricky, you and Brendan and everybody, you are welcome in Alberta anytime, whether it's the Calgary Stampede or whatever. We'll go to Banff, Lake Louise, Jasper, the most international scenery mountains in the world. And we will, Mr. Rick, Maverick News family, not only treat you like Rolls Royce, Rick, at a free cost, you're being upgraded to a Duesenberg.
Okay. John, thank you for this tonight. Appreciate it, sir.
Love you guys, love you, and peace around the world. Maverick News is all about peace around the world.
All right, over and out, sir. Bye for now.
Cheers. Bye-bye.
All right, I'll be right back.
Greetings, brave Mavericks. Our quest for truth continues. We go beyond fake news. Together we expose propaganda. Together we pull others out of rabbit holes. We are maverick thinkers. We are all unique individuals, defenders of individual rights and freedoms, credible, trusted, grounded in reality. Maverick News, Maverick News. Defending free speech, Donate at freedomreporters.com. Do it now. Tomorrow may be too late. Maverick News. The world is watching.
Okay, and I wanted to comment on our guest from last night, Mike McCarrick from Ukraine Defense Support. Don't really want to comment about him other than to say thank you again for coming on the program. It was, I think, one of the best interviews we've done in quite a while. Provided a totally different perspective on the situation in Ukraine from what you guys are accustomed to, I think, around here. Some people not comfortable with that because it kind of blew up their reality just a little bit. Oh well. Then I've been receiving many pieces of correspondence from people angry with me. Many of these people, as John said, people love to hate me too, just like Nickelback. Let me tell you something. If I've got people on both sides upset with me, I'm just doing my job. This is I've told you that I will never knowingly lie to you. I am committed to getting you closer to the truth. And that means that I am always going to try to look at all sides of an issue and provide you with as much information, real information, as I can to help inform you so that you can form your own opinion based on quality information. And that's what you got last night. You got a perspective from someone who has been on the ground in Ukraine, who has solid knowledge and a perspective that is somewhat different than a lot of the pundits that I know many in our community here, in our family, have been exposed to over the past 2.5 years with respect to the conflict in Ukraine. People attacking me just for talking to him. If you think for 1 minute that you're going to shut me up or prevent me from talking to somebody by threatening me or suggesting that I should just keep my mouth shut or not have people on, or threatening the channel again just because we had a guest on that maybe you don't agree with, think again. I could bring people on this program that we've had on before, and I could generate 60,000, 80,000 clicks, because since our initial contact with some of these people, they've risen like shooting stars in the, you know, the online sphere. And all I have to do is make a call and get them on. But I want to provide you with a variety of perspectives. Some people didn't like what our guest had to say last night, and they left, I guess. And people are like, Rick, you can't have someone like that on the show because some people don't like it. I don't care. If you're so thin-skinned and so fragile, like a snowflake, that you can't listen to somebody else's opinion, or if you can't handle information that gets you closer to the truth, then maybe you need counseling. I don't know. This is journalism. This is real journalism, not activism, not fake journalism, not propaganda. I can't control what people say when they're on the program. I'm not just going to bring people on to confirm your bias and are just going to tell you things you want to hear. I'm going to explore issues across the board. And the facts are the facts are the facts. History is history. Now, you have historical revisionists out there who are rewriting our history and lying about history to suit a political narrative, and often people are duped because a lot of people just don't know anything about history, so they just take as fact what somebody says, quite often without questioning it. But what we got last night was pretty high quality information. And we've had some high quality information from other perspectives as well. You take those two things and you put those together and you'll get closer to the truth. But if you're only listening to one side, you only have one perspective, and that skews your reality. And you can't get to a place of reality. You can't even get to peace if you don't have the full picture, the full perspective. So I'm sorry, I'm not going to shut up, and I'm going to have anybody on this program that I darn well want to have on the program. I'm going to interview anybody I darn well please, because I serve you. I serve the public. And I am guided by my journalistic principles, my ethics, the things that I was taught as a journalist in journalism school, and even before, and by the codes of ethics that I have always tried to live up to, that have been developed by journalists' associations that I've been associated with over the years, including the Radio Television Digital News Directors Association, the Canadian Association of Journalists. These organizations have guidelines, ethical codes to help journalists, real journalists, navigate through day-to-day operations and deal with ethical questions. Here is, I'll show you the RT, used to be the RTNDA back in the day when I was younger, working in radio and TV. Now they've changed it to RTDNA, Radio Television Digital News Association. Sorry. It used to be the RTNDA, Radio Television News Directors Association. Now it's Radio Television Digital News Association. Accuracy, fairness, independence, integrity, respect. These are the things that I try to live up to every day here on the Maverick News Channel. These are important guidelines to live by. Also, the Canadian Association of Journalists. I try to live up to these standards as well. Here, I'll show you their guidelines. I had them here. Hang on a second. There we are. Sorry, that's still the RTDNA. Let's get the CAJ up. There we are. There's the CAJ. I've been to their conferences and things in the past, a long time ago. I, of course, not at the network anymore, so I don't really participate in a lot of these things, but I still try to abide by these ethical guidelines within the framework of new form media. Canadian Association of Journalists, preamble, accuracy, fairness. These are the headlines. Independence again, conflicts of interest, a whole set of guidelines there to help guide journalists. Diversity, accountability, diversity being something. But it says here as well, just as a point that it's important here, right here, under accountability, point 3, we avoid false balance. We do not present two opposing views as equally supported by evidence and expertise when one is not. I bring that up because I've had several people just in the last 24 hours since last night say to me, you shouldn't have an opinion. You should just shut up. And if you're going to have people from both sides, I say all sides, other people say both sides because they only think two-dimensionally, then you just have to let them talk and you shouldn't say anything because you're going to get people upset. And indeed, I think there are people out there that want to pull anyway, get pretty extreme because of what's been said to me in the last day. So be it. When I say extreme, I think you know what I'm getting at. I'm not going to take it too seriously, but I bring this up because it's not my job to just sit here and let people go blah, 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 and maybe lie and never challenge anything and just say, well, this guy says that and this guy says that. No. I'm going to ask questions. And just as it says in the guidelines there, the third point, you don't just treat both sides equally when you know that one side is presenting information that is maybe not factual. You call out that stuff and you say that's demonstrably inaccurate. It's my job to do that. And so I'm going to voice not just opinion, but I'm going to call out facts, false facts, fake news, propaganda, when I see it, when I can. Within the framework of the law, too, within the restrictions of the law. Because we'll have to be mindful of that as well. Point is, if you don't like, if all you want is for someone to just regurgitate the same crap that reinforces what it is you think you know because you think you're awake, and you don't want to listen to an opposing point of view, then you're in the wrong place. Because I'm always exploring and trying to provide quality information. I'm going to continue to do that. I'm going to practice my craft because I am committed to serving you, serving the public. That's what I've always done. I'm not here just to generate clicks. I'm not here just for views. I know how to do that. All I have to do is do what a lot of these other streamers are doing. But I'll tell you this, they're not actually journalists. A lot of people out there right now saying they're journalists. There's more to journalism than just going blah, blah, blah into a microphone or typing some crap on a keyboard. There's a lot more to it. A lot of people claim to be journalists when in fact they're politicians or political activists or propagandists or just entertainers or people just looking for clicks. Or sometimes they're, involved in some sort of political activity, or maybe even some nefarious activity where they use the shield of journalism, the cloak of journalism, to shield themselves from legal repercussions, saying, I have free speech, I'm a journalist, I am immune from any kind of scrutiny, I shouldn't be detained by the military or police because I'm a journalist. Are you? Are you really practicing journalism? Are they? You should all ask yourselves that question. Do these other people, do they abide by or try to live up to the standards, the kinds of standards that I just showed you? Those kinds of guidelines, do they live by that? Those kinds of codes? Or are they just out there freewheeling it? Not that I'm trying to single anybody out. And I see in the chat here tonight, again, that I guess this is because I had a guest on that some people don't like. Tough. I'll have him on again, and soon. Now I'm really going to make sure I do. Somebody here saying that, and I had some other people message me today with the same information, saying that apparently there are a bunch of fake Maverick news channels being created as we speak on Rumble. So I became aware of that this afternoon. So here we go again with the same old crap where people come down on me because I'm standing up here and trying to do something, in an ethical way, in a responsible way, and you I don't know if you remember, the last time I kind of went through this crap. It's been ongoing. The hacking, it's just, I guess it comes with the territory these days, especially in this low trust, high tension atmosphere, environment of fifth generation information warfare, which, like it or not, I'm immersed in it. I'm under immense pressure here, folks, to pick a side. And I'm trying not to do that. I'm really resisting to not do that. That being said, doesn't mean I'm not going to show some bias. I'm always going to be biased toward truth, paramount, freedom of speech. That's what we're all about here. Individual rights and freedoms, free speech, free media, real media, and what that all means. And we've been talking a lot about that over the past couple of years here. Free speech. What are the limits of free speech? Should there be any limits? And we've explored that. And I'll continue to do that right here on this program. And if people want to attack me, I guess they're going to go ahead and attack me. And I'll have to do whatever I can to defend the channel against these attacks and from people who want to shut this place down. It's been a struggle. It's going to continue to be a struggle. But I'm not going to change. I will not respond to threats. And I am committed to practicing my craft in a way that serves you, serves the public. That's my job. I'm the eyes and ears of the public, like all real journalists are. And I'm here to serve you. It's just that simple. And yet complex, because as you see, a whole list of rules that I have to abide by every night when I sit in this chair, keeping all of that in mind. And that means talking to everybody that I can. So this is an open forum, and I'm going to continue to operate in that way. I'm not going to shut people out. Not to say that I'm going to let people come on here and exploit this platform. I'll give just about everybody a kick at the can. But if I see that it's being abused, I'm going to shut that down. A lot of people just want access to you. They don't really, and they don't really have they're not really acting in good faith. So I'm trying to navigate through all of that as well. I'm just, again, pledging my commitment to serving you, serving the public here tonight. And that means I'm not going to give in to bullies, authoritarians. I'm not going to give in to anybody who threatens me or launches assaults against this channel. I hope you understand. And whoever you are out there that, you're doing this crap again, come and join us. Be part of the real movement, the real freedom movement. The real freedom movement. It's right here on the Maverick News Channel.
Someone very profoundly once said many years ago that if fascism ever comes to America, it'll come in the name of liberalism.
Well, I think it's time we ask ourselves if we still know the freedoms that were intended for us by the Founding Fathers. If we lose freedom here, there's no place to escape to. This is the last stand on Earth.
The entire world is watching.
Every dictator, every crazy dictator in the world is watching. The world is watching. On TV, the entire world is watching. On social media.
But the entire world is watching, and yes, they are seeing what we have apparently bravely been willing to say that others are thinking.
Stand for freedom. Literally stand for freedom. Let's get this done. The entire world is watching.
We're at war with the most dangerous enemy that has ever faced mankind in his long climb from the swamp to the stars.
Maverick News. Maverick News. Maverick News.
Let me have more control of my own destiny.
The world is watching.
And it is July 4th. Happy birthday, America. I'll tell you, like I keep telling everybody, I love my country. I love Canada. I'll tell you, I love the United States too. And the U.S., Canada, I don't think there's been a time when we've faced together as two nations such challenges, except maybe during World Wars I and II. And we're facing challenges right now because of technology and AI, information warfare, the list goes on. We're facing unprecedented challenges and unique challenges right now. But it's July the 4th, and all I can say is happy birthday, America. I'm going to sign off tonight with this little video, just marking the occasion, and hopefully this will inspire you and just make you think about how lucky we all are to live in countries that are still, at least somewhat, free. Catch you all tomorrow.
This has been a Maverick Multimedia production.